Standout Society, what is up, you guys? Oh, I started another video by saying what is up, but I know what's up. You're watching YouTube, and you probably don't want to hear another video starting with what's up. So, hey guys, this is AAA here on Standout Society, and thanks for watching this video. To be honest, I have absolutely oh, sorry, buddy. Oh my god. So, to be honest, like I was trying to say, I have absolutely no expectations on what this video is going to be like, but I'll share the view. Okay, so this is probably pretty cringe for you. If you've made it past this, you're a trooper and you're a real one, so what's up? Thanks for being with me. Now, I'm going to step inside this greenhouse where I can make a more calm, organized video that's not all over the place. And I can share a few things with you guys. Now, I know that I said I have no expectations for this, and it probably looks like I'm drunk because I'm falling all over the place, but I promise I'm not. But when I say I have no expectations for this, it means I'm not trying to direct this this video one way or another. I'm not trying to talk about one certain topic, but I do have a little bit of a guideline in my head of what I want to talk about, and it's my perspectives. I want to share with you guys my perspectives. That's why these videos kind of all over the place, because hey, it's just me. It's just me. All right. So it is hot as beep in this. Okay, it's hot as fuck in this greenhouse. I'm sure that you guys are okay with swear words, because your mom's not watching you watch this video if you're like 12 years old. Alright. Now, what I want to share is my perspectives, like I just said. And I guess I'm really going to talk about my perspectives on life. I think the best way to go about that is to share a bit of my story, so you can see where I've been and the type of person that I was, the type of person that I kind of transitioned into, and the type of person that I am now because of that transition and because of who I was as well. So I'm going to check this sheet of paper and make sure that the greenhouse was watered. I don't know if I have to rush this video to get that done or not. So, okay, we're good. I do not have any responsibilities except for this video. So back to topic. Now, I'll share my story with you guys, okay? And it's going to take us back to February 2019, okay? So the date that this is being recorded is, it's March 16th. I had to think for a second there. So it's March 16th, 2020. And the date that this happened was February 19th. I remember. That's why I kind of took a second, because I was like, oh shit, is it exactly a year and a month? But it's about a year and a month ago when my story began that kind of gave me the perspectives on life that I have now. So February 2019 was the start of my kind of like awakening and sort of realization of what I wanted to do with my life and the things that really mattered. I completely shifted my values and my focus, and just everything was changing for me because I was starting to realize more and more of life, more and more of myself, more and more of my goals, everything, okay? More and more of my purpose. Now, in February 2019, there were some major events that went on. I'd say it was probably one of the biggest months of my life, because I was just opened up to this whole new world. And this whole new world was this exact same world that I'm living in, the exact same house that I was living in with my roommates. The only reason it was a whole new world is because the way I saw the world completely changed. So it was a whole new world because it was a completely new way of looking at life. Now, I'm sure that if you're watching this video, you're probably either going through this, you have went through this, or you will be going through this, and it's a shift in consciousness. You're expanding your consciousness and you're becoming more aware. So that's what happened to me, and there was a few major events that I really don't want to get into in this video because they're more deeper and personal, and I could probably have like a 2-hour video if I wanted to talk about those. So I'm sure that's not what the aim is for this, okay? But I had some pretty major events that really, like, just to give you guys a little bit of like insight on it, it really pushed the limits of what I expected to be possible. And I think that says enough about those experiences, okay? So I had these experiences and I started to learn more and more about sort of the way life works, the way attraction works, the law of attraction, the laws of the universe, a bit about spirituality, and just how to manifest, pretty much. I learned about the unmanifest, I learned about the manifest, I learned everything. I did not learn everything, don't get me wrong, but from my level of consciousness before this month, I was learning everything, and everything was new. So it was like I was becoming a whole new person. Now, when I learned this, I wasn't only just taking in the information, I was also applying it to see and to test the information to see if it was kind of real. Like, for example, the law of attraction, I'm sure there's so many tests that you can be shown. Like, there's the yellow car experiment where you just think about a yellow car, and like a couple of cars, you're going to see a yellow car drive by. That's just like an example. That's not what I was testing it with, but I was doing things like this. Now, I was focusing it on more of my life and my goals. So I tried to get a good job, manifested this perfect job for me, and it was just it was perfect because I had recently had an injury, and it was like super close to my house, so I didn't have to walk far. I didn't have to do much physical work and all this stuff. Like, it was great. Looks really good on my resume for my goals and all. So I got the job, and I kept wanting to push the limits. So within a month, I got promoted because I just was applying and applying everything that I was learning, and it was all being proven to be real and giving me success. So that just kind of reaffirmed to me that what I was looking into was real. Now, what I was looking into was really just the information that I was getting. Everyone's going to be getting different information. It's because it's a spiritual awakening. It's like you're realizing more of who you are, more of your potential, and it's different for everyone because you realize it in different ways. Everyone will realize it and have different experiences leading to that. So that's why I don't really want to talk about exactly my experiences on this video. I just want to give a broad sense of it, and I thought I would add that in just to sort of share a little bit more of what I'm talking about. So that period of time is what started the transition in my life. Now, after that, from February until September of 2019, I pretty much just had all of spring, summer, and up until fall, so just until the start of fall, was just learning more and more things, finding new mentors and new people to learn from, and just coming up with all these innovative ideas and experimenting with things like, drop shipping and just stocks, like every little thing that you're like, oh wow, maybe I can do this, maybe I can do that. So I was kind of all over the place, and it was great actually. I was just experimenting. I was putting myself out there, and I was allowing things to come into my life too. So not only was I going out, I was receiving, I was giving and receiving, and it was great. So that happened until September. To be honest though, after February and the major events, I stopped testing and I started believing. Because I was a very skeptical person. If someone would talk about like astrology or horoscopes, I'm like, this again? Like, I was that person. And like, I have to go back to my older self and apologize for being that kind of person, because looking back now, oh my god, I was ignorant and I had fun. I had so much fun because I was so ignorant. So I do not regret it. I'm sorry, don't regret it, but it's what led me here today. So it's okay. Now, up until September, I had all these ideas, okay? September comes along, I'm back in school, and within the first week, I'm focused more on these innovative ideas that I had in my head the prior months. I'm focused on them more than the content that's being taught to me right in front of my eyes. Like, I was sitting in the front of the class learning about some shit that the teacher was talking about. I'm sorry, if you're in school, I don't mean some shit. I just mean it was one of those pointless classes, okay? I'm not just saying that to like, oh my god, school, some shit. It was like a pointless class, okay? Don't take that personally. Now, I was learning about some shit, okay? And I was thinking about my ideas. And then somebody asked the teacher a question. Very simple question about one of the projects, what he expected, whatever. About the spacing between the words or something so pointless. The teacher, he got so offended, and he just shared his opinion about why he thought that it was wrong that she would even think this, or it's wrong that teachers think that there's a different way of doing it, a proper way of doing it. And so when the teacher did that, I took my focus away from the ideas in my head. My focus wasn't on the board anyway, so I didn't have to take it away from that, but I put my focus onto the teacher. And I started to observe him, and he continued to teach the lesson, okay? And this was a business course that I was in, so he's teaching the lesson, and he's teaching the content that is laid out in front of him on this PowerPoint. So he's reading it, and it's kind of new to him too. It's not like he made the PowerPoint. He was just given it, and he's like, here, teach this to them, okay? So what I started to realize is he's teaching us this content based off his opinion, okay? Based off his perspectives. Now, that wouldn't really be a problem, except for the fact that he's teaching us about business when this teacher has never actually gone and started a business of his own. He's just stood in front of the class and talked about it his whole life. So I started to see this, and I started to realize, wait, why am I listening to this teacher when I should be listening to somebody who's actually experienced this, to somebody who's actually failed and learned from his failures and used that to succeed, and he's actually achieved the results that we want to achieve, that the results that we're learning about, or that we're there to learn about, so we can succeed in whatever our goals are. So I started to realize that he's teaching us based off his opinions, and not only is he teaching us based off his opinions, he's answering questions based off his opinions. He's grading our work based off his opinions. So I was like, why am I even in school? And I started to answer the questions. I was like, well, it's the #1 automotive business school in all of Canada. Like, it's 20 minutes away from my house. I'm so privileged to even have this opportunity. Well, my parents, this is what you're supposed to do in society. Well, blah, 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 blah. Every single reason I realized was not for me. I wasn't there because, hey, I want to be in school. And I tricked myself into thinking that I wanted to be in school because I thought, hey, like, being in school in this program will look so good to my future employers. It'll look so good to my future customers if they ask me what I did for my schooling. But I thought that was for me, so I could tell them and be proud about it or something. But it's not for me, it's for them. It's for them. It's not for me. So then I realized that, I dropped out of school, and I put all my ideas, all my innovative ideas, into motion. Just like that, I made this commitment. It was a declaration. I said, I'm gonna do this by this date. The date was September 22nd. The date was my birthday, September 22nd. It was the date of this channel's birthday. So I started this channel September 22nd, 2019, on my 20th birthday. And it was pretty much a commitment to go after all of my goals. And once I decided to go after all my goals, and they're very like entrepreneurial and just like all these ideas I had of not only gaining money, but building up myself a company and a business that will continue to grow over the years and over time. So that's what I committed to. This YouTube channel and my podcast channel, Standout Society, those weren't really the commitments that I had. Those weren't the ideas, the innovative ideas. Those weren't part of the plan at all. But I realized that when I was going to start these plans, I was like, well, I'm right at the start. Like, I'm right at the beginning of all my plans. I should document the process so I can share this story, my story, and share the process, share my failures, share my successes, and share how I'm doing everything so that other people who are following my steps, not directly, but even indirectly, say someone's an artist, a musician, whatever they are, they can see what I went through, or they can expect what to go through, or they can see what failures are bound to happen, or not bound to happen because, it's different for everyone. So my failure could be your success, but things that you're bound to run into pretty much when transitioning in your life. So that's why I'm sharing this right now. So when I decided to go after all my goals, I also decided to share the process. And that's why I'm here in front of the camera right now. So that's what led me into like really stepping into like my purpose, and not so, the months leading from February leading to September, those were realizing my purpose. From September up until March, I have been actually like progressively working towards my purpose, and not only working towards it, but actually like being, like, just doing my purpose. Like, I'm working on my own goals, and I'm sharing the process, and I'm living in British Columbia, which was my goal in 2019. I set this goal for 2020, so I'm living my goals right now. I'm living my dream, really, because it's the first steps to my dream, yes, but I'm in the big picture. I'm living towards my dream. I'm living my dream. And so I'm living here in BC. I'm living with no rent. One of my goals was to not have the pressure or the stress of rent. So I'm here and I'm not even paying rent. I've been living here for a month and a half. I've still got 2-3 months to live here, and I have all this free time to work on my goals. Everything is working perfectly because I'm working on my goals and because I'm working with my passion. I don't even have to force anything to happen. It just flows because it's meant to be, because I'm aligning myself with the life that I want to live. So I'm also sharing the process with you guys, and that's part of the alignment. Now, I think I've shared quite a bit of my story, more than enough of my story, whatever. You guys know what I'm trying to say. I've shared enough of the story, okay? What I want to talk about, I guess, is my perspectives now. Okay, so, my perspectives on life, relationships, work, career. Aha, damn, this is hard to figure out what I want to share my perspectives about. You know, I'll just give you guys one simple perspective that I have on something simple. I'm not sure what that is yet. I'm going to come up with it, but just one thing that I can share with you guys. And then this video will be more or less just my story plus this perspective. And it's just something that, you know, either I can look back on or you guys can find eventually when the time is right for you. So if you're watching this video and you're even this far into it, then I hope that this is right for you, okay? But let me go back to my perspective. So right now, okay, it's March 16th of 2020. So there's a global pandemic of this coronavirus, COVID-19. And I'm going to use this right now because, fuck, I did not want to be another person talking about the coronavirus, just feeding to all the fear and the hysteria. Like, it's being blown up right now. And I was trying to stay quiet about it and trying to just stay positive about it, try to see the good in this situation. So I didn't really want to talk about it. But you know what? I feel like by the time that this is being watched, the global pandemic is not going to be the main focus of the mass population in the world, like the majority of the population. Because right now, everyone's focused on this and watching it. So I'm not worried about making this video because I know it's not going to really feed to that because my videos have no views right now. The most views I have is like 10 views. So I'm okay with that. Now, my perspective on this, for instance, we'll use this as an example of my perspectives on something, okay? So my perspective on the COVID is we don't even know how little we know. So once you come to realize this, you sort of ask yourself, well, why am I panicking so much? Why am I thinking that it's, you know, being used for fear? Why do I even have like so much authority almost, but like so much like you almost feel obligated, so much obligation to have an opinion on this virus and to share it and to tell everyone, like, you know, be careful, like whatever. Of course, be careful, yes, like, don't go where you know germs are. But listen, if we don't know how much we don't know, then why does that not make you just want to sit back and observe what's happening and let it unfold and not contribute to all this craziness, this clutter, like this mess, honestly, this absolute mess that we're putting ourselves into? Like, we should just sit back and observe. And like, that's kind of what I've been doing. Now, I know this is not really my perspective. You're like, what the hell? But I mean, it slightly is because that's kind of how I see it. Now, I'm not going to talk about what I personally think about the virus because it doesn't matter. Like, me thinking about the virus, thinking it's being blown up for fear, or thinking it's being under-exaggerated or over-exaggerated, whatever it might be that I could be thinking, it's not going to change how this virus spreads and everything. Like, it's not going to change how this virus is being stopped. What would change it is stepping back and observing, and from that position where you step back and you're watching everything happen, you can make calm decisions. You can respond instead of react. So we can come together collectively and decide what we want to do. Maybe we can go to elderly homes, or we can go to our older neighbors and we can set up a program for them. And those of us with strong immune systems can help those that need the help. We can set up a program where we balance the unhealthy people that are at most risk with the people that are not really at risk. The people that aren't at risk, that are just going crazy because they're reacting to all this, the media, and they're buying fucking 15 rolls of toilet paper. Like, that's not a necessity. What the hell? You know what I mean? Is what I'm trying to say is, when we can like observe, we can step back and we can not be a part of all this like, I can't even put it into words, but I think it's understood without words. Just this, exactly what's going on. I'm not even going to put it in words. I'm not going to try, okay? I'm just saying that should be how we think about it. And I understand that you can't just be like, hey, let's think about it. Snap my fingers and we're all going to collectively come together and decide to step back look at what's happening, observe it, and respond in the right time, in the right places, and organize something together. When we put our minds together, oh my freaking wow, we have no idea how powerful we are collectively. It's insane to me. But yeah, that's my perspective. Peace. That's it.